Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This month is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Now, a man's prostate, for those of y'all who don't know, is located right below the bladder, and it's about the size of a walnut. And a man's prostate is used to produce seminal glands, which are used to both nurture and transport sperm. And prostate cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer among men throughout the world. And this is a prostate cancer themed comic hero tee. Inside the speech bubble you have one of the universal signs of a male, and then also a mustache. And also I also have a ribbon with the mustache on it. I personally know some men that are diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I know some men that have beaten it, and I know some men who have passed from it. And one thing about prostate cancer, just like any other cancer, there is no cure, but it can be treated. So so to all you men out there that you think there's something wrong with you, you need to get checked out, please do so, because it's a matter of life and death, just like any other cancer. All right, it's time to give away a free T-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked, which Marvel movie did Chadwick Boseman first play the Black Panther in? Now, I gave some hints on last week's episode. The first hint was that it came out in 2016. The second hint, it was a Captain America movie. And then the third and final hint, the movie was loosely based on a miniseries in which the Superhero Registration Act was formed. Well, the correct answer is Captain America Civil War. And 16 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, the name's been in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Funko710. Now this is someone that follows me on Instagram, so congratulations Funko710. Give yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Green Lantern question. True or false? Before Abin Sur's Power Ring chose Hal Jordan, it considered choosing Superman and the Dick Grayson Robin to become the Green Lantern on Earth. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now Jeremy Pardue from West Monroe, Louisiana has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features the Dark Knight of Gotham going up against the King of Wakanda. Representing DC, we have Batman, and representing Marvel, we have the Black Panther. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Batman versus Black Panther. Batman possesses genius-level intellect, is an expert detective, skilled martial artist, and hand-to-hand combatant who utilizes high-tech equipment. Black Panther possesses the power to draw upon the knowledge, strength, and experience of every previous Black Panther, superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, agility, stamina, endurance, durability, and senses, genius-level intellect, is a master martial artist, tactician, strategist, and inventor who utilizes a vibranium suit and equipment. Who would win? Instead of them using their equipment, let's make this an honest-to-goodness hand-to-hand fight. Both of them excel in this, with Black Panther having a slight upper hand. The two would trade punches and kicks for minutes on end. After nearly 15 minutes, Batman tries to pull a dirty trick on the King of Wakanda. He activates his earpiece to his Batwing to fire a sonic pulse at the Black Panther. The latter knew this was going to happen, so he had his sister Shuri on standby. Shuri deactivated the Batwing. Black Panther then says, "We don't do that here," and delivers a vicious heart punch to the Dark Knight. Wakanda forever. Black Panther wins. That concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Thank you, Jeremy Pardue, for that fight request. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one for next week. Now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are two things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and the first one is the news that actress Tatiana Maslany has been casted for the lead on the She-Hulk TV series that's coming to Disney+. Now, for those of y'all who don't know who Tatiana Maslany is, she was most famous for being on the cast of the TV series Orphan Black, and she's currently on the Perry Mason TV series on HBO as Sister Alice. And I've yet to watch the Perry Mason TV series on HBO, but I remember her being in Orphan Black, and I honestly believe that she's going to deliver on She-Hulk as both She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters. Of course, they're probably going to do a lot of CGI with her, just like they do with Mark Ruffalo when he's the Hulk, because she's going to be, because like the way, because in the comics, when Jennifer Walters, she ended up becoming She-Hulk as a result of being shot and losing a lot of blood, and then Bruce Banner ends up doing a emergency blood transfusion and giving her his blood, excuse me, and she becoming She-Hulk. And the only difference is that Jennifer Walters has no anger problems, nor did she have any mental illnesses, and that's how she's able to maintain her form. And with that being said, they're probably going to end up doing a lot of CGI with Maslany, and I think she's going to deliver. So, great job, Marvel. Oh, by the way, this is an all Marvel Comically Speaking segment. Next thing is, beginning this week, Marvel is going to honor Chadwick Boseman on this week's comic covers. And they're going to do it the same way that they did with Stan Lee after his passing 2 years ago. At the very top of each cover of any Marvel book, they're going to have Rest in Power, Chadwick Boseman, and then also the Black Panther totems on each side of the writing. And I honestly think this is a very honorable thing for Marvel to do, because he was everything when he played Black Panther. And not just that role, but also when he played James Brown in Get On Up, and then Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. I mean, the man was an incredible actor. He was very smart. He was the embodiment of a song by the late great Donny Hathaway, Young, Gifted, and Black. And not only was he that, he also inspired other people to follow suit, no matter what color they are. And he's leaving behind a great legacy, and the legacy is always us. And I think I honestly believe that whether you buy comics or not, you should go out to a comic book store, look for a book that has that on the top of each cover. I mean, of course I'll do the same, but I'm just encouraging anyone else that even whether you read comics or not, to go out and buy one. Wonderful man, he will be missed. And just like I said last week, Chadwick, we love you, we'll miss you, and we'll see you on the other side, brother. Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. Alright, first up is Batman number 99. Captain America number 23. And no, folks, y'all aren't seeing things. That's good old Steve in the Iron Patriot suit. Catwoman number 25. Really excited about this one. Detective Comics number 1027. Now this is the 1000th issue with Batman in it. Of course, when he debuted back in 1939, his first appearance was in Detective Comics number 27. And I want y'all to see this. Check that out. Double cover. Excalibur number 12. Hellions number 4. The Immortal Hulk number 0. The Immortal Hulk number 37. Also really excited about this one. Iron Man number 1. This is the new series written by Christopher Cantwell, art by Cafu. Another double cover. Justice League number 53. Metal Mid number 10. Teen Titans number 45. Thor number 7. And finally, X-Men number 12. Alright, that's 14, which brings the total number of comics that I've bought since December of 1997 to 10,199. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. True or false? Before Abin Sur's power ring chose Hal Jordan, it considered choosing Superman and the Dick Grayson Robin to become the Green Lantern of Earth. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Funko710 who won a free tee on this week's episode of the show. Alright, now here's the road ahead for the show. Now on next week's episode, I'm going to raise awareness of the NICU. Now, of course, the NICU stands for the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. And it's usually where babies spend the first few days, weeks, or even months of life. And I personally know some people that have spent time in the NICU after they were born. Personally know some parents of some children that spent their time in the NICU, and also know some doctors and nurses that work in the NICU. And this episode is for y'all, so stay tuned for that. And of course, that's episode 327. Now, in 2 weeks, episode 328 is the 7th anniversary episode of the Comic Hero Show. And folks, I'm really looking forward to that. And I want to thank everyone who helped me pick out a variation of the number 7 to go on the Comic Hero tee that I'm wearing for that episode. And if y'all don't mind, I want to show that to y'all right now. Check it out. Alright, I want to thank everyone who voted, and I'm going to do the same thing with this shirt that I did with the 300th episode earlier this year. I'm going to make the shirt, and then I'm going to post it on social media and here on YouTube. Now, your job, for everyone that's watching this from any of the social media sites, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr, your job is to like or love it. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, your job is to leave a very positive comment. And I'm going to post a shirt a few days after I do episode 327, which is next week's episode. 7 years. You know, it seems just like yesterday I was doing episodes of the show over in my apartment, and now I'm back when I lived in West Monroe, and now I'm doing them here in my house. Wow, it was quite a blessing, and I hope to do it a lot longer. But I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm going to go ahead and end this because I'm kind of making myself kind of misty-eyed here. But, all right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 327. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.